So, I think that's about it. It was a very interesting debate. I think it's probably one of the most intellectually stimulating aspects of my work on the Board of Trustees of the Texas State Museum of Asian Cultures. And I think going forward, we're just going to need to see law enforcement a little bit more beefed up. A little bit more willingness to actually enforce law, understand the role of law enforcement. You may need to enforce law that protects disgusting people even. Thomas More kind of addressed that in his fictionalized version in that movie, but we must protect, the country's thick with laws, we must protect people, by enforcing law. That kind of discussion was pretty important back then. It's still important now. Law can be uncomfortable when it protects evil people. A lot of those issues have been resolved over the years, however. Laws, much less, certainly does not protect people who abuse other people to that same extent. Certainly does protect capitalist exploitation, of course. That's an issue that has to be addressed. But, yes, that is an issue. But then again, that's why they have lawmakers, political parties, some even communist parties and socialist parties. The capitalist exploitation is the modern issue that needs to be addressed. I don't think we don't need to address that issue through communityism, which honestly, I don't know sure of how many communities even seriously oppose issues of exploitation anymore. I mean, it depends on the community organization. Even Nicholas Medina, I don't really know exactly what he believed. But in my work on that board, I didn't get the impression that he was particularly left-leaning. I mean, I don't know. But, and again, that's an issue. I think law is the winning side. 50s era China, or even 30s era China, actually had extensive systems of law to address issues of exploitation. Criminal exploitation particularly, but also landlordism and capitalism were addressed as well. So, law, I think, is the answer there. Law is the answer. And it's the 50s. Arguably, a lot of the problems with the Cultural Revolution, or the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution, were arguably caused were definitely not caused by law. They were probably caused by the absence of law. The sensible parts of the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution were the areas that were already being upheld by law in the first place. The areas like material resource allocation. All they need to do is, add a more sensible vibe towards allocating tools and resources to workers. That's not really that controversial. That's fully in line with legal structures. It was the parts that were exempt from the law, which I think is the controversial negative image we have of the Cultural Revolution, which obviously some of that stuff was quite destructive and traumatic. Another area where law, I think, is clearly the team good guy. So, in conclusion, well, you know my opinion now, and I think I'm definitely on the side of law. Law is the solution, and only law enforcement and judges and courtrooms with public court records and public trials can handle matters of morality, of justice, of human suffering and victimization. Thank you. I hope that you found this a very interesting YouTube video. And if you want to see more videos like this, of course, as you know, like and subscribe. Thank you.